So here we are, ready to start a new game of Dyson Sphere Program, and let's just dive into it so we can get into the awesome automation. We're gonna start with this seed here. There are 64 planets, no, not planets, stars in our little cluster here, and they are different types. We're gonna start here at Kappa Sagittari, a G-type star, and we're gonna just dive in and then let's roll the intro.
Welcome to the actual universe. You may find it's different from our homeland. Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics in a short time, I am your advisor and will help you through this mission.
So now we are progressing towards our new homeland. This is our star, Kappa Sagittari, and this is Kappa Sagittari 2 and 3.
Everything here is yours.
It's mine.
As one of Cosmo and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere Program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
I can do that. So the center brain is sort of an all-knowing, all-powerful AI that supports mankind in a virtual reality, and we have the unfortunate task to actually make a Dyson sphere to generate enough energy to actually keep this center brain going and keep evolving humankind. Let's see if we can hit this beautiful little planet. Technically
now you
a moon,
are about
though.
to reach the designated planet.
What a beautiful, pristine landscape, ready to be turned into a massive scale factory. Let's start by going through some basic commands. We have the inventory with lots of crap in it. We have our F for freaking handcrafting. That's the replicator where we can build a lot of stuff. We've done some research, and all of the objective of this entire game is to automate things. So we're going to do this, and everything about this should be very familiar to anyone who's played Factorio or Satisfactory. We are going to start with some iron, and then we're going to add some copper afterwards. And here we can actually go into some of the finer points. We have some conveyor belts that we have researched. They can be just made into some line here. You can see our little construction drones. We have 3 of those, and they are just happily making our first little construction. What we're going to do then is make it go into a box. Actually, we shouldn't go into a box yet. We should start getting some power. So let's build a single wind turbine that generates some power in this area. Strength is 100%, and we are also going to make a power pole to sort of spread it out here. Now that should get it into this location, and we can see that this is working at only 71%. That is not actually very much for considering all things considered, but it's working, and it's basically, if you see this is covering 6 veins. This is what you can see down here. These 6 veins will combine, or each of them will generate 30 per minute, and some things are per minute. So this one should be, if it's operating at 100% capacity, should generate 180 per minute, which is 6 per second. No, 3 per second, sorry. And that's pretty normal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what can only be described as an inserter and start putting our iron ore in here. And that's basically the very first automation we're going to do. Let's get some iron ore in here, and from that we can also just, in the inventory we have picked up something as well. We can go make components. We can make a lot of these components ourselves, so just to have it be done in the replicator. That is boring for us to watch, but this is the basic stuff. You need power, you need to distribute power, you need mining, you need belts to transport it, and then you need to put it into some storage. Alright, let's do the same for copper and then merge them together. I managed to find a bit of copper, so let's tap this as well. Come on, and that's probably good. Is it tapping 4? It's tapping 4. It could be tapping 5, couldn't it? I think it should. it should definitely tap 5. 6. There, that's 6. Get it? And again, since this is far away from our other location, it's all the way over there. We can't even see it, but it's all the way over there. This is the closest one I could find. So we are going to make, again, we're just making some local machines here. Let's get it a bit closer, like that. So what we're going to do here is we are going to just make it into a box, because that's all we can do right now. We can just bring it in and put it into a little box here, and that box is something where we can just take an inserter, or it's called a sorter. Let me just try to do that to recognize this. Again, this one is producing power, or producing, this was also working at a lower capacity, but if it was working at peak capacity, it would produce 3 per second. Now one of these small ones, a sorter Mark 1, can only take, it can take 1.5 per trip, so it can support 1.5 if it's this close, so it should be able to keep up when it's on this close. If you make it at a longer distance, it can goes at half the speed. So what now? Now we have iron and copper put into boxes. That's not really going to help us, is it? So what we need is more research. So we go into the research tree and see if what would make sense to do. Automated metallurgy would absolutely make sense. So this would be a great thing for us to research, so we can automate our smelting. Now this requires some things, magnetic coils and circuits, and those can luckily just be crafted, handcrafted, and we're just going to handcraft those. We don't have enough of, oh, okay, that's actually a mistake. I can do how many of those? 10 of those maybe, and I can't do any of those there. 10 of those, yep. Here we go. This is the automatic metallurgy that is completed, and what this gives us, okay, it doesn't start talking. That's great. I can build this, and I'm actually going to build it in a way here so that we can do direct insertion.
You built a smelter,
Thank you.
Which can smelt basic materials, such as iron ingots and copper ingots automatically. While you want to make the raw materials and products get in and out of it autonomously, you need to use sorters and conveyor belts. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe, and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe.
Yeah, this is what you actually just saw me already do, and this is if I build one more of these here. Okay, if I remove the recipe and if I copy it, then I press these icons. On my keyboard, this is a comma and this is a period sign, but it works, and it's actually quite neat. It's a neat way to copy paste between buildings. Appreciate it. You can see that our power is absolutely horrendous, and what we need to do is, well, we need to get this one back to the rest of the base, to the iron base. And how we can do that? Well, we can do some kind of thing like this. Oh, like that, and that way, and then basically get it all the way over to that side. And then of course we're gonna need some of these, 1, 2, and we'll just get a few, and it's gonna go in here and here. Now let's merge these together, add some more wind turbines, and see if we can combine the iron and copper into something useful. So here we have our copper ore line, or not copper ore, copper smelted plates coming in, but it's only iron ore here that came out of our initial storage plant. The reason why we have iron ore is actually because there are a few things that we can do, and that is, if we look at our options here, we can actually smelt iron ore directly into some magnetic materials, to a magnet, or to iron ingots. And since we can do both, we have to figure out how to do it. My objective now is to build what we need in order to make science. So if we look at our science facility here, we have a few things unlocked, and as we see, new things will require these kind of blue electromagnetic matrix, and that's kind of the research item. Very similar to Factorio. We're going to need to build those, and the way we're going to build it is, let's have a look and see in our inventory here. This requires one of the coils and one of the circuits. So we're going to make one coil and one circuit, and we're just going to make it out of here. We don't really care so much about the optimal ratio here at this point. That's something we can get later, but we definitely need to smelt something, and let's get some extra plates. Always nice to get some extra plates, but we don't really want to get extra Yeah, so we can take this one, making it into plates, and then I do copy, paste. Oh, I like that. And this one will make it into the magnets. And you know what? Let's store everything. We need to store everything. So let's do that. There, and okay. That's, oh yeah, okay. So this is like a really cool little thing. You can actually stack them on top of each other. It's not what I wanted. I wanted to build it here. So you can already see a bit about this planet curvature here. It curves closer, these lines curve closer to each other up towards the North Pole that we have somewhere up there. We'll get there eventually, but not just yet. So let's put some inserters so we can get the whole damn thing operational. That one, I keep calling it inserters. I just don't think I'll ever be able to call them anything else. That is beautiful. Things are moving, and I'm gonna put things in here. You know what? If I look at the speed here, it doesn't really make sense if it's only one, does it? I think I need to put 2 of these here. They're just not fast enough. Because if you look at it here, it's only 0.75 per trip. No, trips per second. 1 trip takes 1. And that's because it is now 2 distance. I can't make him closer than this if I make things. Let's try it like that. If I make him like this, there's no room for putting this one in between. It has to be 2 squares between them. Also, looks like we are running out of a power pole here, so let's actually get a power pole. Where can we just squeeze it in, like right there maybe, so that it'll just hit to the next things as well. So we now have 2 of these, and I am going to build, we have a new machine here. It's called an assembling machine. Lo and behold, it's an assembling machine. What does that do? It assembles things. It looks magnificent. And this one will be taking the recipe here. Circuit boards. It takes 2 iron and 1 copper. So let's get 2 iron and 1 copper inbound. I am going to take from this one, from the box, inbound, from the box, inbound. So they are now smashing it in. And we are going to need some copper as well. This copper outbound or inbound as well. I am going to take it right there. That's going to be the even line. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite match with this one, so I think we'll connect it like this. And our little robots have to work overtime to get it done. I can't manually handcraft it. I have to wait for the robots to do it, and they will take some power to keep active. It's not really a big deal at this point, but later on it becomes a big deal. It becomes some kind of a thing. So at this point, we are going to just grab some... Oh, I can't do that. I can't take it from ghost belts. Yeah, we're calling them ghost belts for sure. That goes in here, and now I realized that I built it too close, I guess. So I'm gonna have to build it over on the side instead. I don't super enjoy that. It would have been nice if I could build it out here. But you know, it is what it is. I'll just smash 2 of those in, because if you look at this... Oh, no, not that one. This one, it's actually working and producing 2 circuits per second. That's kind of a lot. It's actually more than I can keep up with, but I think it's going to be fine for now. Let's make another one of these, and I can just make it straight across from this one. It will get another recipe. It'll get the magnetic coil things recipe, and I will get inbounds. You know what? If I'm going to take 2 inbounds here, I'm going to take 2 inbounds on that side as well. And you're going to go here, and I'm going to take on the other side. That should probably also be 2 of those. Yeah, let's get 2 of those. And look at that. What we have now is actually the production of the things we need. Here, we can take that one out, we can take that one out, and that means we can now go into our inventory and we can handcraft away on these things. Okay, maybe not the last ones. We'll do that. But you can see we are now producing these items. Of course, we could also produce them in this area. That would be beneficial. So you could actually make it, and this is where the next kind of item comes in, and I think we can do that somehow, right? Yeah, we should do that. We have one of these. It is a science facility, I guess you could call it that. I'm going to place it, I don't know, something like this. We can always change it if we don't like it. These can also stack. So this one has...
Matrix Lab. You can use it to make super matrices,
okay,
or research technologies that require them to unlock. The super matrices are the source code of the center brain for maintaining the homeworld. You can upload as many super matrices to the center brain as possible. You can be benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the home world simultaneously.
Alright. Did not quite make a lot of sense, that comment. But basically, I think my description is better. Take that, advisor. You have two modes. You can either use it as an assembler to create these blue boxes of science boxes, or you can convert the incoming science boxes to actual research. That's what is happening from my manual inventory now, but now it can happen from a dedicated building. So we're going to jump it back to actually using it as an assembler, and then start filling things in here from that location here and from this location as well. Something along this line. And we're just gonna get it out. What? Why? What? No connection? What? Oh, it's not placed it. Yeah, okay. I'm too fast. And that one. And we can also do inbound and inbound. And then, of course, we need to make another power pole for this one as well. And boom. Now we will hopefully see, and of course we don't have enough power, but we should be seeing things coming in. We are not seeing things coming in because that one is out of power. I guess I should have built this a tiny bit closer. Can I just move this just a bit? There. Boom. Now it works. So these are coming in. Let's have a look at, see that it's working, because now what we've done is we have automated. We've taken our automation of copper all the way over there, and that is our friendly gas giant. We have taken our iron coming in here, iron ore going into iron plates and iron magnets, and we can also from here pick up should we want any more of those. And we are now making these two items here. They are not going to be consumed fast enough in this one, so we can potentially stack more on top of it if we like, or we can just let these be, because we're going to need those for basically crafting anything else in this factory. Let's see what else, what the next thing on the agenda is. Let's look at our research. So we're working towards unlocking steel, and the reason why we want steel is because then we can get some environment modification, and that seems pretty cool. So we can start paving the world and like clean up these things. And you know me, I do like my foundations, right? So the construction of one of these, that's just not enough. We're gonna definitely take more. So why don't we just build more on top of each other? We can only build 3 at the top of each other right now, and they're just gonna be roaring in here. And since these also have a different mode, then let's just build them next to each other just to see. But this mode will actually be the other mode, the consumption mode. And then what we can do is then just link these across as much as possible. Come on, there should be 3. Should be 3 available, right? No? Which one am I not getting? There we go. There. So those 3 are now here, and what we're doing is we're getting automatic research. It's going pretty quickly, 60 hashes per second. That's probably one of these per second. That looks pretty damn good. The next thing we want to do is actually working on our steel production. So we just research steel, and we can probably leech another line here for steel. So let's try that. Steel is pretty simple to make. We make steel from a smelter here, and to make it actually look like the same thing, I think we'll actually get a box in between, even though it doesn't make any sense. Otherwise it just looks weird. Dirt. Don't go dude on me. Cannot be added. Okay. I just guess I need to consume something so we can have more things in our inventory. And oh, hold on. I need to do the copy paste. Copy and paste. Alright, didn't work. Couldn't get it right. There, and that one. Yes. And this one. Ooh, solar collection. That's something we definitely want. But in order for us to do solar collection,
the data shows this is a planet without natural silicone veins. However, you can still obtain some by smelting stone ore. While you still need a massive silicone collection, you need to find a planet rich with silicone veins as soon as possible.
Alright, we'll do that.
Now, you can try to view the whole planetary system, and even the entire cluster, by clicking the star map button in the lower left corner of the screen.
Yeah, we'll do that in just a second. But getting this one in is super much easier, I could do that while he was talking away. Okay, this is super slow, right? And not even this one might be fast enough. So basically what I'm doing here is iron goes in, iron ore goes in, becomes iron plates, gets stored in here. Goes in, becomes steel plates at quite a low rate here. We are taking 3 iron plates into 1 steel, but at a 1 per second. So this is crafting 1 per second. This is consuming 3 per 3 seconds. It's all good. And that one will now need to be brought. Well, first we're just gonna bring it. We're gonna leave it where it is right for now. So our objective is now, since we also need. We got something about solar panels. Solar planets require, or solar panels require some glass. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna start harvesting some stone. This seems good, right? That one is not good. That one's good. That one's good. Yeah, right there. Cool. And then we're gonna get usual thing. Let's get this one and then build a line. Rotate it so that it becomes maybe something like this. That's probably fine. And as this gets built, what we're gonna do is the stuff that we can do with stone bricks that come, or stone that comes out. We can do 2 things right now. We can take it and we can smelt it. So let's start by smelting it. Let's smelt it here. What we can smelt it into is, actually we can smelt it into glass. So we take stone into glass. It's pretty simple. And we just need to store this because we don't really have a use for it right now, but it's just one of those things that I think it's, when we can build it, let's just build a setup for this so that we have it when we need it. Improved logistics system. That means we can make faster sorters. That's pretty convenient. They're a bit more expensive, but they're also kind of nice. And the other thing we can do is, on this one, we can make stone. Funny how it says stone and not stone bricks or something. Well, okay, I guess stone bricks would kind of imply too much, but it's stone bricks. Right, so let's make some stone bricks. The last new thing we can make is actually under here, environmental modification. That is, if we look at our crafting here, it's down here in the corner. We can do foundation. That's going to be used for leveling surfaces, and that requires stone bricks and it requires steel. So since we have that over here, I think we'll just build something like this and something like this. Build a dedicated location for this one. And then we have to assemble it in here. Yep, that assembler is going to assemble into foundations and then make a little box out on the other side. So let's put the inserters in. Just gonna go in here. That one's gonna go in here. This one will go in. Oh, that's a bit too far away. Let's get it closer. Yeah, that's probably good. I don't want to make it any further than we need because that will make these inserters slower. And again, this one. What? Oh, I'm in building mode there. Is that correct? It seems a bit too close, doesn't it? Nope, it's good. And I need to set this one to foundation. But that means we need steel inbound. Well, steel, is that something we have? Let's start by putting this one in here. We are going to go back to our steel production that we just built and see if we can just link it in there. That means we now need to cross build, and there are no undergrounds in this this system here. Shift copy. So what we can do is we can see, that doesn't work. But if you press arrow up, you can actually make it go up and over. Let's do that. So something like this. And while the robots are building it, I can just get a single little item out here. Come on, there. Should also be good. And then I can continue from here. That one. And you know what? I want to just take it down. No point in me keeping it up there. And it goes all the way over to this one. That seems good. And that's not going to be consuming very fast, so that should be fine just taking it in like this. Alright. And let's get the last of these done and then see the steel coming in. It's very difficult to see that it's steel from the distance. I kind of like that they've gone so simple and just say it's a package with a sticker that says steel on it instead of just the Satisfactory way. I mean, of course it's better to have like unique icons and unique shapes and stuff. But you know, you gotta cut some corners, and I don't mind this corner that's been cut. We have foundation. Let me just show how this foundation works. It works by that you can level the surface here, and you can build sacred path if you feel inclined.
A terrain leveling tool.
That's we have soil piles here. That's kind of a secret resource that gets every time we build something, it levels the terrain, and then we get a bit of soil pile, which we can then use to level up some oceans or riverbeds or something like that. So keeping a good stockpile of this is good if you, for example, want to build, like, I don't know, a research facility on the North Pole. I don't know, who would want to do something crazy like that? So with all of these new machines, we're definitely going to take a look at power and get that sorted for now. And it seems like it was not a second too soon. Our base is not doing so hot in terms of power, so let's go over here and get some new power. Get that drop down here. We have some coal, and coal is going to be our new power source. So we are going to start, see if we can get some of this coal, and that should be right there. Get a lot of locations on, and we're going to get this out into a box. We're going to do some kind of storage here, and I think we'll do, yeah, something like this. And I'll put it into a box as it sort of passes by this box. I think that's a good way of doing it. And basically just go here, here, and then go out here on the other side. Since there's no sort of sidedness, then I think it makes sense to do this. And we're going to put one up. It has to be in range, so we'll put it somewhere like that. Boom. Haha. What a failure. We'll try again. That one. Does that? There we go. Now it powers this one. And do we have some coal? Yeah, we have some coal, so let's fire it up here. So what we need at this point is some new power plants. Luckily we have a few of these power plants. So let's smash them down here, and they automatically connect to this location. So let's build them in a nice series here. Let's build them like that. And here. And I'm gonna do... Yeah, this looks good. This looks very good. So we're gonna fire these up immediately, and come on. Boom. And immediately grab some. Yes, making more power. We're almost at 100%. Let's get more of these. They can be put in nice serial connection here, so let's do that. That one and that one. And then I can also do continuation. And then it's time for us to actually get stuff inbound. Is it there? Yes. Is it there? No, it's that one. Ah, okay. I guess I'm not so picky on whether it's the inbound or the outbound. And with that, we have restored power. That's excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So that's just basically a good upgrade to power, getting some thermal power stations. And they're burning coal. They're burning it quite quickly, actually, but that might be just to catch up on everything here. Might need to add a second miner here. Just probably a good idea. I don't know. Somewhere here. And it'll... okay. I can't really get a good one. And that's not a good one. But the idea is good. So basically doing something like this, and then hooking it up here. So I'll just basically have two lines. Now this one doesn't go into the box here. What we can do is we can do that one if we want to. And it goes out. But then everything else goes. It should be fine. It should be fine. So we have definitely some more power. That is going to be excellent. But coal can also be used for other new and exciting things. So let's take a look at that other new and exciting thing. That's actually some energetic graphite. Energetic graphite is 2 coals to 1 graphite, and that's let's build some of that, right? Let's try to build some energetic graphite. That should be good, both for fuel plants, but also for sort of later tech, and also right now for fueling our power plant or our mecha. So let's build that one. So with this one taken out, then I think we'll just find another coal location. There is luckily another coal one right here that we can then tap and then work on. So we're gonna go the usual way, just hook it up quickly now. that looks good, right? That looks good. And we are going to get a line out. How much? Like this, maybe? It would seem that these are actually some smelters we'd need. So let's get some smelters here. 1, 2, 3 smelters. And then I can, on the outside here, just make another belt. And we're just going to put it into a box. Right now we don't really need it very much. Whoa, that's not the case here. There. This is not needed, but we do still need the inbounds. So inbound, 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 outbound, 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 and just a few more inbounds on this one. And all we need now should be a power pole or 2 there, and I don't know, something like this maybe. That should keep everything covered. We do also need to set some recipes like the graphite. Boop, boop. Come on. Copy, paste, paste. Yeah. So this graphite that we have a lot of is used primarily actually for here. Boom. That is much more efficient. If we look at it, it also has fuel chamber generation plus 60%. That is basically how efficient it is. And that's a lot more efficient than using something like this, which has minus 30% fuel chamber generation. So it means that it'll what's it called? Use the battery faster. The next thing we want to do is this thing, crude oil seep. That must be really the next challenge on our journey, so that we can get the next science facility and build our North Pole science facility. Let's work our way towards that. So let's get some science going and then build some crude oil processing here. So let's build some oil here. That means we are going to do, like on the gathering, we are going to take, that's a water pump. Oh, that's interesting. I've not really used a water pump, but what I have used is this one. Boom. We are going to make a beautiful refinery here, and we are going to take it out. So the refinery is very Satisfactory-esque, not liquids, but actually solid boxes of oil coming out. Stop running. Well, you are stop running. And I'm gonna set, I'm just gonna set one over here. You know what? Actually, I want to do another power pole that's pretty damn awesome. This one. This is another type of power pole. It reaches long distances and it charges my mecha when I'm nearby. That doesn't really help this one, so let's also just make an extra one here. So what we need is this one will start working, yes please, and it's outputting crude oil in boxes, in, yeah, nice crates. Let's grab those and see if we can refine it like that. And well, yep, refine, and I'm gonna just get one more distance here, like that. And like that. Yeah, this seems good. This seems good. It's kind of crowded in here, and let's get one of these there. So what I want is I want to get a second power line here, or a second, that one. So I'm now gonna have a input and an output. All of these, they only have one recipe, so just copy the recipe and paste it to the other ones. This is where things get a bit interesting. So I'm going to grab from one side, yes, and I'm gonna export to the other side. I'm gonna grab from this side and export to that side, yeah. And that one is missing something, so this one is gonna grab and it's gonna output. It's gonna grab and it's gonna output, and somehow this one is not in a good position, so let's build it here. So what we are getting out from these is now the first time where we have two things, hydrogen and refined oil. Refined oil doesn't really have a lot of use, but I think we do have some use of the hydrogen, and we can use that for our science later on. But what we do have now is a splitter. So we can build a splitter here, and that splitter takes things in. It's really cool, actually. It is way cooler than I actually would have imagined it was. So if you look at this, if in here you can actually set priorities so that this will be the refined oil and this one will be the hydrogen. And then obviously if I did get this better. And oops, there. We should now see that it actually works. Yes. Just the last bits are bad, but then aside from this, it's good. So we can now store it. There are two ways of storing it. You can either store it as boxes, which has 30 slots, but it only stacks to 20, so you can only have 600. Or we can use this cool box here. That one.
You built a storage tank.
I did.
It is more suitable for storing fluid than the storage. Each storage tank can only store one single type of fluid and can be built vertically. However, once it has been removed, all the stored fluid will be devastated.
Devastated. It'll simply be devastated. Maybe destroyed would be a better word, but I like devastated. So we are now having two of these things. This one can be used for power. That's the only thing we can use it for, so throw it into some thermal power plants. And this one will just store and use it for something else. Awesome. So time to look at the tech tree, and there's something new we have here. We have this electromagnetic drive, and that's a pretty complicated recipe. So I think it's time for us to build this one. See if we can build it. It's going to be used for a few things, so let's see if we can build a nice design for this one that just puts it in a box, because we're going to use it for various upgrades and, well, stuff later on. Let's see if we can get that now that we have oil done. So we're back at the iron location, and I've prepared a little location where we're going to do some design work. So we are going to try to see if we can make something that's better ratio, I guess. So let's start by making the ingredients for what we're building. Is, let's have a look over here in the components. That one, electric motor. So electric motor is 2 irons, 1 gear, and one of those coils. So let's build the coils out here, because then we can get the coils out from the copper line right there. So these ones will be coils. I don't think I'd actually need 2 of these, but you know, we'll build 2 of these. And that's going to be iron, iron, and iron, and one of those irons will be working into the first one here. I think we can do that. Nope, that's too close. Yeah, way too close. There, the first iron will be made into gears. The second one will sort of get grabbed from both of those, and that one will sort of grab from both of these two, if we can get away with it. And obviously this one will change recipe to being iron plates. And again, I'm going to copy, paste, paste. It works. The middle one will be, well, actually that's too close. It has to be with 2 distance from each. This one will be the final product, because the final product consists of the magnetic coils on one side and the gears on the other side, and then 2 iron coming in. And all we need now is just the storage box outbound, and then all of the connections everywhere. Let's see if we can get that up and running. Let's get the connections. 3 there, and it goes in, in, in. So far so good. Let's get some power poles so we don't have all this blinking thing. Can I squeeze one in here and just cover everything? It looks like I can. Sweet. So that's working. I don't need to stockpile anything, because this just needs to go in, 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 and I think I'll double up these 2 and then get that one in. Sweet. That's pretty good. Let's see if that works. And that's much more closely built at ratio. We are not getting any of these on. Obviously we're not, because we don't have the copper coming in. So let's see if I can just get it in on this side. And in order for that to happen, I'm going to cut or kill some of my main copper line here. I'm just going to leech off of this. I don't think I use so much copper that it's going to be a problem. And I'm just going to get a splitter that we love to use now. I like the fact that I can more easily see that they're aligned. That's one of the things that is absolutely horrendous in Satisfactory, is that you can never see if things are aligned. And then, but this case, because the line's on the ground, which is also essential, considering it's not consistent. So let's get 2 of those in and then kill the last one out there. That should get this one working. Yep, fast. This one is working also fast. It's working at full speed, it seems. Ah, power is not doing so good. That might be something we should work on as well. But let's definitely say we have the electric drives that can be used for some upgrades as well. Now I think the main focus right now is getting those. Let's have a look. We get these red ones. red matrix, and with the red matrix, that means we also should make, we're gonna make the red matrix because you can see they need the graphite that we have over at this location. So that means graphite is here and hydrogen is also here. So we're now going to take the graphite here and the hydrogen here and combine it into a location that makes some red science packs, and send the red science packs to the North Pole where we want to build our final science facility. Let's do that. So before we actually need to or can start doing this, we actually have to make sure that we have some consumption of the refined fuel, the refined oil. So I put some power plants down here just to consume whatever we had left, and now we have a bit of liquid hydrogen, liquid capacity. I don't know, it looks like a liquid hydrogen. It's good. We're going to take the liquid hydrogen and we are going to take the what's it called? It's called graphite. So that should be pretty simple, right? I'm gonna take one line over here. I think I'll actually just double it so that it also can be put out on this side here. There. Yeah, make sure that that gets enough of those. And I'm going to take some of these plants. Let's see, that looks good. We're gonna build it, I don't know where, just like that, and then just have a bit of space in between. Is that enough space for them to, for this one to be, yeah, okay, cool, there is enough space for that. And then we're gonna get some output from here. Looking good. And we can, I think we wanted to make sure that it's fast enough. From here and from there, and on the side, from there and in, from there and in. That should be fast enough, but I'm actually not so sure now that I think of it. We'll just go all out on this because it's going to be on several different floors. So let's get those in as well. Yeah. Now outbound wise, that's going to be a bit more tricky because I want to take it outbound here. So how can we do this? Can I link it up? Yeah, I can do that. Cool. And then there is this interesting line here. I don't know what it's called, but this line is because it actually goes all the way up to the north, and that is, it goes directly to the North Pole, and that's actually what would be a great idea to bring it up there. I'm gonna build some more of these. They're gonna make the red icons and you're gonna make the red one, and then that's basically gonna be it, except for the fact that we don't have things outbound yet. But as we do, boom and boom, I hope they're fast enough. I think they're gonna be fast enough, right? There, brilliant red belts out here. So what we need to do now is get all of this all the way up to the North Pole, and that's gonna be an absolute nightmare because of these robots being so slow. So we'll just let's say skip ahead on that one. And here we are. We have built just a rudimentary red line all the way up to the North Pole. Looks brilliant. It's kind of a bit further to the North Pole. It also behaves really weird here up here at the North Pole. If you look at it, let's go down. We have this one for charging. If we look at this location up here, it's behaving really weird, but I like it. I like it. If we just go really close here, look at that. So it becomes these nice circles. It's really well done. Gotta say, this is really well done. Really well done. So how do you keep like a square grid, and then how do you meet at the poles? It's, well, the answer is like this, I guess. Like this. So once we have a nice big round thing, then we're gonna have to experiment a bit with how to place some science facilities here. Look at that. Look at that sphere. Beautiful. And we can also get the other one. We're gonna get some blue science, or not blue science, but yeah, blue science packs in here, and then find some way to construct my my power plant here. It's gonna be a bit tricky, but let's get the blue one in first, and then we'll see how it goes. So here we are at the North Pole with blue science and red science coming in, and we're going to build the last piece of the puzzle on this very first episode of my Let's Play. I hope you're enjoying it. It's a bit long episodes, I know that, but damn, we've been covering a lot of ground in this very first episode. So I hope you want to just continue to play along with me, maybe if you are playing along, or you can watch here, or you can watch maybe live on my Twitch channel as we completed this. This is also like absolutely amazing how well it works with just building circles. Like, circles are so difficult to make. Factorio and Satisfactory, and this one is just, yep, here's a circle. I love this one. I really love this part. I'm so happy I chose this absurd location for our science facility here. Yeah, so I'm going to mention it again. If you are a new subscriber or a new viewer here on the channel, then consider subscribing if you like what you see and you want to see more of these kind of crazy designs and builds. I'm also going to throw out some tutorials on this game, so if you have some ideas for things that are weird and complex and you'd like to get some more input on, then let me know in the comment section below for more ideas for this. We're actually consuming quite a bit more power than we're using. Let's build the science facilities. They should be built right there and right there and right. No? As close as possible and at these locations. There, that seems good. I am going to take one more of these. It's completely not necessary, but it looks good. And let's take something like symmetric around this, right? And that would be symmetric. That would be symmetric. That would be symmetric, and that would be symmetric, and that would be symmetric. Cool. So all we need is get more of these. They can only be built to 4 high or 3 high at this point. They can be researched to get built higher, and they're going to be in research mode. And copy, paste, 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 and it is time for us to let the things go out on the belts. What should we do? We're gonna take the fastest one, even though it's a bit silly to go this fast, but let's go all in on this. And the other one will then go on the inner belt, otherwise things go bad. There, there, and there. Alright, so now it's time for us to get that one in and get that one in. Again on this one. Get here. Clonk, 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 clonk for walking on concrete. Walking on concrete is much more noisy than usual, or than not walking on concrete. There. And we have now everything done. All we need to do is just hook it up, and then we have a beautiful thumbnail for this video. Like that. And fire up something like this. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. We are filling up this tower as well. So here we are at the end. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode of our Let's Play here on YouTube, or maybe you want to check out the Let's Plays on Twitch as well, or instead. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care and stay effective.